This is Blindman B, and I have been following him around for the past month with my camera, capturing his rapping and what he does on his radio show, and learning a bit more about his life and about his condition that causes his visual impairment. Were you always blind?
I would say technically yes, because obviously I was born with an eye condition called retinitis pigmentosa, which affects, believe it or not, a lot of people in the world. But different people have it different ways, if you know what I mean. And it usually affects males, like it'll skip a generation of women, but I know some women have got it as well. But throughout your life it gets worse, like it deteriorates more and more and more, and there's no cure for it yet. So obviously when I was a kid, nobody knew that I was actually visually impaired until I was about 7 or 8 year old. When I first got diagnosed, I didn't really understand what it was. I just thought I've got bad eyes, so it didn't really start properly affecting us until I got to like 14, 15, 16, when I was a teenager and I wanted to be out and partying, and obviously I knew I couldn't see at night time properly. So I'd start to think, oh no, like I'll not be able to go out and do things that you do when you're younger. But I still did, because luckily enough, not everyone understands what it's like unless they've physically got it. So sometimes I didn't have people that would help me, but then I did have people that would help me, and it really got on top of us eventually, to the point where I was like getting really, like, to the point where I got really pissed off, and I just thought, oh, I'm gonna end up a loner, no one's gonna want to be around me, that kind of thing. And then I met Clairey, thank God, and she's really brought my confidence like over the mountain, like really high up. Not to the point where I'm arrogant, but she's made me become the man I am today, where I feel as if I can achieve whatever the hell I want to achieve.
When did you start kickboxing?
Well, I originally started what was called Northern Freestyle Karate. I was probably about 10 or 11 year old, and I started it with, ironically enough, it was with lifelong friend and sensei Kenn F. He trained me when I was little under a different style. 2005 I got my first black belt, which was one of the proudest moments of my life, because obviously it's a massive achievement, especially when you're visually impaired. And then I think I got to about 17, 18, and no, I got to about 16 or 17, and I left, because obviously I was a teenager, you do teenage things, you let the party take over, blah blah blah. And then I wanted to do a podcast with Kenn, because I was doing the podcasts back then, and as a joke I said in the podcast, I'd love to have one more fight on the mat or in the ring to just be able to like feel better in myself. And he goes, oh, you can, because I do this thing now called Legacy, and it has a disability section. Come and train with us, Richard, and we'll get you into it. And if you like it after that, you're more than welcome to come back to the class, because he always said to me, the doors are always open. So I did that. Had the fight with Ryan Blackburn. I think he's now 19-time world champion. He was 16-time world champion when I fought him. We drew, and then I went back training. I'm now up to my green belt, which is technically my second green belt, because it's the same thing, just a different style. So I can't be a black belt in this style, so I've got to work my way up again from scratch. So I'm up to my second green belt now, and I'm going to push for my second black belt.
How did you both meet?
How did we meet? Did we ever meet?
No,
that's the question.
We used to ring up Alan Robson all the time, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I heard him on doing his rap, and I messaged Alan saying, Richy sounds good at rapping.
She flirted first, honest.
We had like these parties we used to go to, the night owls parties, where all the night owls used to come get together, didn't we?
Yeah, Bridge Hotel, Newcastle. Obviously, it's ironic, because I actually wasn't going to go to the party that weekend because my mum and dad are on holiday, and I was just having non-stop sessions in the house, and I just had this feeling in my heart, like in my gut, that I needed to go to this party, and then lo and behold, Clairey
wandering around like a little lost soul he was, and I'm like, oh bless him. I said to my sister, get him to come over.
I didn't know how you were like attracted to us for a start, because I had a badly slap he'd had me mate baked me heat as a dare the night before, like full on shiny.
You look like a bit like an alien, like, but I don't.
What was it? E.T. phone Alan?
Yeah, something like that.
So I was basically walking around on my own, with my headphones in, like just.
Oh.
Usually, it's always the case. I was always on my own. Not that I need the violins. And as she said, she asked us if I wanted a pint. Now, come on, let's be honest. What man, especially at that age, doesn't say yes to a free pint off a lass? How?
Because we met like loads of people there, didn't we? And there was another guy after us, so.
We were borderline paggering over her all day, and he says, "Will you keep away from her? She's mine." I went, "Excuse me, pal." I says, "She's nobody's, and if anything, she's actually been wrapped around me most of the day."
Strange.
And then he goes at the end, "So you going away with Richy then?" She went, "Yes," and he was like, and I was like, "Guy, go on, you huffy git."
Dear me. Oh yeah, so that's how we met, wasn't it? Yeah, through night owls.
How has this could be for both of you? How have each other influenced your lives together?
Clairey, you can go first.
Well, it's influenced my life to the point where I could trust relationships again, because before that I was in domestic violence, so I wasn't really. To be honest, I wasn't really looking when I was at the night owls party for a relationship. We just got on quite well, didn't we?
No, just
so he's showed us that there can be decent men out there that can look after a lady and treat her like a princess, not beat her like her pulp or anything like that, So yeah.
How did Clairey influence and change my life? Well, for a starter, she grew me up into a man. Because I was just a boy when I first met her.
I got you that album, mate.
She gave us all them responsibilities of you're a man or you're out kind of vibe. So I says, right, fair enough. She got us away from the session, which could have went horribly wrong. I could have stuck to it and been bad and mentally ill and all the rest of it, because obviously that's a bad life. She learnt us how to be a father before I became a dad. And also been the greatest supporter of all time in me music and all of me hobbies. Never once told us you can't do that. It's always been you can and I'll help you. And she's also the first to put us back down to reality when I've been living the fantasy. Like, you need to wind that down a bit, or do you not think that's a little bit too far-fetched? Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe. But I
warned you, like, when you were in that bad time you went through. I warned him about a certain individual.
He just warned us away from the people that weren't supposed to be in my life and kept us strong.
Sometimes you didn't listen, but as you do.
Well, when you're young and dumb and think that you've got a lot of fake dreams, you tend to fall for the trap. But I got out of that trap, and I think I've came out a better, stronger person. And I just think it's mint because she always stuck by us no matter what. Like, it was always, Richy, you can do this, never, you're not doing that. You know, like how she talks about men who batter women and that. There's also the other side of it where women are proper control freak narcissists, or like try to think, oh, well, you're my man now, where you going, what you doing, who you going with, you're not doing this, you're not going there. Do you know what I mean? So like, she's never been like that. She was a little bit paranoid at the start of our relationship, but it's all good because it's understandable what she went through.
And you were
but
younger.
our shop got that out of her, you know.
So, Clairey,
Mm-hmm.
where would you see you and Richy in the next 20 years?
Well, 20 years, I'll be 60, I'll be wrinkly. That's for one. So they'll be probably using me skin as braille.
Crow's feet.
Crow's feet. Hello, what's this? Tell your story. No, we'll be still together, rattling around.
Of course you will. Still be holding hands and kissing each other and getting called cringy off the grandkids.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The real ultimate £1 million question is though, who's gonna be the saggiest?
Probably.
Am I gonna be kicking me bollocks down the street, or is she gonna be polishing her trainers with her breasts?
Probably that. I'll be skipping down the street.
Oh, come on.
Never mind. Anyways.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you still think we'll be together in 2
Yes,
decades.
we will be.
Because most relationships go, I want
think-
rid of him.
Do you think we'll be doing music videos in 60?
When I'm blinking, it's gotta be like that song, innit? When I'm 64. I'm not singing any more of that because you'll get done
What's
for
his
copyright.
name? Not Lennon, the other one. Paul McCartney still do music videos.
Aye. No, I think to be truthfully honest with you, I think I'll never give up music truly because you can't once you've been bit by that. And what will I be? 20 years? I'll be.
Rub it in.
I'll be 53, so I'll still
I'll be
technically be in
60.
my prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I'll be collecting me bus pass.
bus pass.
Me pension.
Is that before or after I've felt your face with Braille?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we will be together in 20 years' time unless something happens.
Like what?
Well, I get run over by a bus or something, you know. You never know.
Honest to God, you can't make it up. Do you see what I mean now when I said we're both knackers when we're together? Whoa. There you go.
Fantastic. What you got, Richy?
Well, I've got some silly facts.
Oh, I like Richy's silly facts of the day.
Now, did you know the land down under, Australia, is wider than the moon?
Wow. Is it? Really?
Yeah. Now, that's quite crazy because the moon covers the whole planet.
I'm wider than the moon.
Really?
No, I'm not.
Really? Aye, in the mush.
Anything else?
Yes. Right, so it's a good job that I wash my lugs every day because apparently headphones increase the bacteria in your ears.
Do they?
Yes, wearing them too much.
Oh, wow.
I wear headphones every day because I watch me YouTube and
Do you
stuff.
actually clean them?
Do I actually clean them?
Yeah.
I go in the bath every day, missus.
So you actually put water in and
well,
wiggle them?
Yeah, I put my head under the water.
Oh, there you go then.
Do I actually clean them?
That's me told.
Why would you even say that? You probably eat bugs in your sleep.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. Ew, that sounds really gross though, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, especially when you've got your window wide open in the summer.
Yeah, but they can't survive with the acid in the stomach.
No, that's
No,
true.
definitely
And
not.
last one for now, for you avocado lovers out there, you are not eating a vegetable.
No. You're eating is it a fruit?
I don't know.
Well, what is it then?
It could be a fruit.
Right, so Koast Radio 106.6 FM and the Newcastle Dog and Cat Shelter want your help finding further homes for animals in the care of the charity. Secret dog number 2968, age 2-year-old lurcher, arrival date May 2023. Secret is looking for an adult-only home as an only pet. Is a vocal and boisterous girl who is in need of a confident and experienced owner to help with her training. She means well but just needs some guidance. Training her shouldn't be very difficult due to her love of food. This does also mean she's likely to pinch food in the home if given the opportunity.
Yes, you're listening to Koast Radio 106.6 FM here with Clairey, Richy and Chutz.
And Karen as well.
Yes, Karen,
Fantastic.
she's hiding somewhere.
We've got Isaac here who's filming for a documentary. And we've also, I've
I've been very lucky. I've been and got some tombola once. So.
Yes, Clairey is obsessed with the tombola. She usually comes away with loads of bubble bath and chocolate bars. But I feel we might have got a little bit luckier today.
Yes, so I hope everybody's enjoying themselves and have a fantastic day. We'll keep the music going for you guys. If you would like to request a song, we're here to most of the day, aren't we? So.
Till 12 o'clock.
Till 12 o'clock. See, I'm used to saying if you want to request a song, you can dial
0. Yes. So yes, if you fancy changing the playlist, come down and just ask for a song. So enjoy the rest of the day, guys.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And
Yes,
if anyone
please.
wants to talk as well, they can come to the tent and don't be shy.
What's it like working with Koast and doing it outside of the studio?
He's geek nosy, isn't he? No, I think it's cool, you know, it's a different experience. Obviously you get to meet people, understand what their lives are about, because people like to do different things, don't they? And it's nice to see it and hear it. It's not very fantastic when it decides to rain in July, but I think other than that, it's enjoyable. It gets you out of the house, and as I say, you can meet new people and hear what they do. So yeah.
Is it better working outside or in the studio in the warmth?
Oh, there's a question. I think it utterly depends on the scenario and what you're doing, because I do enjoy doing a radio show in the studio. Obviously it's more comfortable, you have more privacy, but I do like being outdoors because you can basically, like I said, you can get to know people and get people to know who Koast Radio are. So I would say, me personally, I prefer to be in the studio, but I'm not griefing OBs because I like them too.
What made you start doing the radio?
Well, me personally, I think I was born with a microphone in my hand. I've always been that kind of person, like an entertainer, bit of a clown really. But I also like to take this side of my life seriously. Koast Radio, I did work for an independent online radio station about a year before Koast, where it was a hip hop show. And then I moved back to Asherton with Clairey, and I noticed a little radio station on the corner, and I thought, and tell you the truth, I actually said to myself, one day I'm going to be in there, but musically, for an interview. And then one day Clairey seen an advert on Facebook advertising volunteer radio presenters on Koast Radio, and I went, let's do it. So I applied for it. I went over for the interview with our good Ian Conway, and he says, you need a friend who you can trust to help you because of my visual impairment. And I went home, I says, Clairey, we've got a radio show. And she was like, what? So that was, I think that was 2018, and it just went from there. The rest is history.
Where did you two sneak off to then?
Oh, just over there.
Just went for an amber leaf. Isaac and his innuendos.
You will film.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Crazy Love Corner. With the wannabe Michael Jackson, Peter Andre.
Can I ask who you trust? Cause eventually you the grit, stretch, it will rust. Now leave me alone up in this music industry, draining my battery. I'm not in the factory. Come on!
I just need a little piece, so help me please.
Make some noise, launch crew! Aye!
Woo!
Say hooey! Next tune inside.
So, how do you feel after you've just finished rapping?
Sore throat and cream crackered, but I loved it. I wish it was a bigger crowd, but it's the first one that called me out.
Right.
That you could put at the end or something.
Yeah.
Obviously it's your boy, it's Blindman B, hip hop rapper, aka kickboxer, radio presenter, whatever. The message I do want to put across mainly to everybody is times in life can be really difficult and really hard, and obviously we can't all be perfect, we can't always be happy. We will have dark days where we feel really down and depressed, quite possibly even useless, to the point where we probably might not want to be here anymore. But it's easier said than done, and I know you're going to think that, but you've just got to enjoy and appreciate life, appreciate what you've got, love your family that love you back, and didn't care too much about riches and fame and popularity, because them kind of things are just going to twist your head and send you down a dark hole which you might not be able to get back up from. And you know, there's a famous quote from Rocky Balboa, one of my inspirations. He says, life, nothing's going to hit you as hard as life hits you. Life ain't sunshines and rainbows, but it ain't about how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. So basically you just gotta appreciate life. Do you know what I mean? The simple things in life. We fight too much on earth, I think, for fame and fortune, and he's got a 60-inch telly and an iPhone 11 and I haven't, blah blah, that kind of thing. Just forget about that and just enjoy what you've got and appreciate life. And another thing as well, a lot of people stereotype hip-hop for being about gangsters and drugs and money and demoralising women. It's not true. If anyone's your best example of that, it's me. It's about life and motivating people to accomplish their goals. And lastly, I must say, kids, stay away from drugs, because they will mess your head. You might see some of your favourite MCs or your favourite rappers talking about how drugs are mint. I've been there, I've done it, and I've came away from it. They're not mint. I've got friends that are now underground and friends that are really mentally ill from drugs. So stay away from it. God bless you all. Please stay happy, and remember, love conquers everything.
You know the
1, 2,
tears are
hello.
rolling down your face, and it feels like yours was the only heart to break. When you come back home and all the lights are out, and you're getting used to no one else being around. Oh, I'll be there when you need a little love. I got a little love to share. Yeah, I'm gonna come through. You'll never be alone, I'll be there for you.
Yeah, we will be together in 20 years' time unless something happens.
Like what?
Well, I get run over by a bus or something, you know. You never know.
Honest to God,
But-
you can't make it up. Do you see what I mean now when I said we're both knackers when we're together?
Well, you never know. But yes, we will be. For me, it will be. Will you?
Yes.
Unless you see how ugly I am and see when I'm like wrinkly and that.
Have you heard this? Is she trying to take the mick here? Unless you see how ugly I am.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
Sorry.
let's crack the blind jokes, yeah.
No, I didn't
I'll
mean
read the cheese grater to the grandchildren and think it's a book.
no.
Grandad, what you crying for? This story's cutting us up. Grandad, that's not a book, that's a cheese grater.
Love to share.